Well, hello everybody. Good morning. This is Phaladea, and this is the start, episode 1 of a tutorial series, which I'm going to slowly try and make, which will hopefully help some of you guys get started in modding for American Truck Sim. You could probably use these tutorials for Euro Truck Simulator as well, as the concept is exactly the same. The reason why I say slowly is because I am a truck driver in real life. I just happen to be on vacation this Thanksgiving week. It is now November 26, 2024. I'm on vacation this week, so I'm doing my darndest to make a video a day during my vacation and then enjoy the rest of the day after I get done recording. Once vacation's over though, I'm only home like once a week, and that's only for a day to 2 days. After Thanksgiving week here, if you're still watching these and waiting for more videos to come up, I cannot guarantee the time frame of when they go up. So I apologize for that ahead of time, but I'm just working with what I got here as far as time goes. That said, let's utilize my vacation time now and go ahead and get started. This first episode is going to show you the most crucial thing with all of your modding, and that is going to be getting the SCS files extracted so that you can use them for reference down the road. We don't usually mod directly with these files, but we use them for reference. Now, I just brought up a window here. I already created a folder. You can name it whatever you want. I call it ATS underscore base. That's just how I did it. So I'm actually gonna drag. I'm on Windows. On Windows, we could drag and have a window pop into like a half screen like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my file explorer and come over here. I'm going to go onto my modding drive into ATS modding. I have a folder here where I put everything I need to to basically install Blender and get ready to mod. In here is also where I put the extractor. We're going to be going through these folders in the next video, but we're just worried about the SCS Extractor. In order to get the SCS Extractor, let me show you. If you go to the interwebs and just Google search SCS Wiki, at the top should be the SCS Modding Wiki from SCS Software. It's a white circle with a little black globe in it. We'll click that and it should come to something like this with the SCS Software logo in the left. What we're looking for is in the left, there's a section called Tools and Shortcuts, and just below it, the top link is the Game Archive Extractor. If I click on that, Game Archive Extractor is up here. It also has all the other downloads for the other stuff, but Game Archive Extractor right here. You have the documentation and then you have the download. We're just going to worry about the download right now because this video, I'm your documentation. That's what this video is for. I'm showing you a visual how to use this. Usage SCS archive or SCS Extractor archive.scs, and the output path. You may also drag and drop. This is basically for command line. We're not going to use this. Okay, so don't worry about this. What we're going to do is you may also drag and drop the SCS file onto the SCS Extractor to extract the files. Dragging the base.scs file onto the SCS Extractor will extract all the containing files into the current location of the SCS Extractor. To keep extracted content out of the game's original directory, you should create a separate folder where you place a copy of the SCS Extractor. Then just drag the game file onto the extractor. The console window will close once all files have been extracted. I'll show you that. Let's go ahead and download it. We're going to download it, and I'm going to put it into... Now, I've already got it, so it's going to queue me over, right? Bling! Yep. All right. We'll replace it just for the sake of going through the motions for this video. However you do your browser, I use Opera. Just click the folder and you can go directly to it, which it's already open here. So that's all we need the browser for. So I'm going to actually close my browser and shoo it away. All right, we have the SCS Extractor. Now I'm going to right click. I use 7-zip. Whatever zip program you use, that's up to you. It's your preference. I don't judge. I don't care. We all have our different. I just like 7-zip. I used to be a WinRAR user, but WinRAR is, I don't know, something about it started bugging me, and I ended up going over to 7-zip. But WinRAR works just as good. So does WinZip. Doesn't matter. 7-zip, though, to me is more powerful. So I'm going to go to 7-zip, and I'm going to extract here. I just want the file just to be right here in the folder. And then I'm going to Control-C to copy the file, and I'm going to come over here to my ATS base folder, press Control-V to paste. All right. Now we're done with this folder on the left. We got our ATS base folders on the right, and this is where I'm going to put all my files. So now we need to navigate to where our game is installed. This may vary, okay? Because if you've got multiple hard drives on your computer and you got a gaming hard drive, you'll probably move your Steam install. You need to be familiar with how to find your Steam library before doing this. I can't guide you through it because, again, different people do different things with their Steam installs, so I can't cover everybody. Just be familiar with where your Steam install. As a matter of fact, you know what? I will look it up for you guys. Default Steam install path. What is it? So if you haven't done anything, it's going to be in Program Files, x86, Steam Apps Common. The x86 may not be there. It may just put it in the Program Files. So check both. If you can't find it in x86, check the Program Files without the x86. Steam Apps Common. There, I found it for you. Boom. Me, I've got mine on a G drive. Just write in Steam Library, Steam Apps Common, and here is American Truck Simulator. Okay, so now I have the file, the SCS Extractor over here, and I have my game folder on the left over here. This is what I want to see. I've got it arranged by type so that I have all my SCS files. These SCS files are the ones that we're going to be working with. The instructions, if you'll recall, said just drag the file onto the SCS Extractor and all will be well, right? That is not the case. If you just drag from here onto the SCS Extractor, the files are going to extract in your default game directory. You don't want that. That is no bueno. Do not do that. So in order to make this work, you need to first copy and paste your file that you are extracting over to here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to copy all of them. Copy and paste. So this is going to copy all my SCS files over to my base folder. We don't need these text files. We don't need these PDFs. We don't need these folders. We just need the .scs files. Now, not all of these actively extract as well. I believe locale doesn't really do anything, but just for the sake of consistency, we're going to go ahead and do this. So now that we've got all our game files over here, I'm actually going to close my game folder. I don't even want to accidentally do something that would end up messing that up. Now I just have this one folder, my ATS base folder with the extractor and all my SCS files. Now, here's how I'm going to do this. I always start from the top, work my way down. So we're going to extract the base file. When I drag the base file onto the SCS Extractor, this DOS window is going to pop up. It's going to look like it's frozen. That is normal. I panicked the first time I did this because it just sat there and literally did nothing. That's actually its behavior. It will sit here and just tell you base.scs created 115,680 files is what it's extracting over here. The normal procedure is as long as this window is up, it is currently working. It's extracting. It's making all these folders. You see these folders over here. This is our game directory system, and it'll create files down there too probably, but for the most part now it's created the folders and now it's just working on extracting a lot of files. Just sit and wait. It's gonna take a few moments, so I'm just gonna fast forward to when this is extracted and we'll move on with the next one. All right, so as you can see, the window just disappeared when it was done. That means it was done. Now I could take the base.scs and just delete it because I don't need it anymore. You can leave your .scss in here as well if you want to. Truth is, it's just gonna take up a lot of disk space. To do this extraction, you're basically putting the equivalent of 2 installs of the game on your computer as far as disk space goes. To keep these copies over here, that's like 3 installs. That's a lot of space. Base.config, I'm gonna do this, or base_config, I'm gonna do the same thing. It barely did anything. The window just came up and disappeared. That's fine. If you look at the base config, it's only 5 kilobytes. That ain't even going to be enough time for the graphic to render. Then we have base map, which is 291 megs. So as an example, drag that over. It's going to open up this DOS window and it's going to do the same thing. Now, on this one, I probably don't even need to cut out any space. Boom. Probably not because it's already gone. It's extracted. So I'm going to delete that. The other biggie here is the base share. It is 7.8 gigs. This is the second and biggest one. Once you get down here to DLCs, the rest of these are going to be pretty quick. Your biggest one is going to be base share, and base vehicles. Those ones take quite a while. The rest of these will be fairly quick. All right, but you get the idea. This is how you do it. So basically, you just keep dragging and dropping until you get everything extracted. So I'll go ahead and just fast forward through this while you guys get everything extracted. Okay, so I just got done with base vehicle SCS. I'm going to go ahead and nuke that. Again, a reminder, smaller files are barely going to pop up. We got this core.scs, which is 18 kilobytes. It's going to pop up, just flash and go away. Again, don't panic. These ones that are smaller are going to be instantaneous. So I wouldn't even worry about that. Now, one that I do want to show an example of, locale.scs is only, is like 8 megs. Let's do this. I'm going to do by size, and that should bring these closer. Here it is. So I got locale.scs. This one will just barely flash because it doesn't really extract. Locale is locked down. So that is normal. You're not getting anything out of it. So I'm just going to delete locale. The next smallest one is version.scs right here at 13 kilobytes. It does extract. There's our version.sii right there. And we can delete that. And then def.scs is the next biggest thing. I'm going to organize this back by type and go back to work. I'm going to start extracting def. If nothing else, guys, def is definitely one of the... See what I did there? Def is definitely... Anyway, def is definitely one of the most important ones to get extracted. Even if you don't extract any DLC, as long as you get the base files... all the ones that begin with base extracted and def extracted, you can essentially mod. So now def is done. Now all I have left are DLCs and effect. The base game is pretty much done. The def ones give you all the text files needed in order to configure and reference for writing the code for your mods. And then the base, all the rest of them are the physical assets. DLC, as a habit, I extract everything anyway because it's just how I like to do it. I like to make sure that everything is there and available for me to mod with if I want to. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, starting with this DLC AR, which is Arkansas, I believe. So I'm going to extract all this, and I will be back with you as soon as I'm done. Okay, this is the last one, effect.scs, and it is done. So now when you get done with everything, you're going to have these folders. You're going to have your extractor, which I always just leave my extractor in here anyway, because the next time the game has a major update, unless they update the extractor, which they only do once in a great while, most of the subversions they don't, I could literally just leave it in here and just repeat the process again. What I like to do when a new major version of the game comes out, I'll come to this folder and just Control A and then Control click the extractor to make sure it's not selected, and then just delete everything and then just repeat this process. Okay, so a reminder that all you need, by the way, is anything that doesn't say DLC. If you just drug all the files that do not say DLC over, you can essentially have a working base folder for what we're going to do in the next video, which will give you everything you need. The only reason I extracted the DLC, I like having everything here in case I want to quickly go in and reference something. Now, another method is I will just extract these base files into my ATS base folder, and then I can come out here and I can create a new folder, and I'm going to call this ATS base DLC, and then open it. And let's say I want to work with DLC toys. As a matter of fact, as part of the series, I am going to be working a lot with toys. We're going to be learning how our starting mod is going to be something for the inside of the truck. So I'm going to create a new folder here, and I'm going to call it DLC Toys, and I'll go ahead and pop in here. I'll copy the DLC Toys into there, and then I'll go into my extractor, And I'm going to copy my extractor into here as well. And then drag this on. Now my DLC toys are going to extract here. And these are all the files that are strictly toys based. That will make it a lot easier for me to quickly reference and go, okay, these are all the necessary files I need to reference to make an accessory work in my truck. The toys are basically any of the interior or exterior. It could be exterior decorations as well, such as antennas and hood ornaments and things like that. On the inside of the vehicle, this is basically everything having to do with crap hanging from above your window or stuff sitting on the floor or a passenger in the seat, things like that. Now, not all of the toys in America Truck Simulator are in this file. This is just the base one that they started with when they first gave us these sorts of things to work with. And then after that, they made separate DLC, for like Christmas and things like that. Let's see. Like DLC Halloween. This DLC Halloween is pretty much just more toys for us to play with, but they're in a separate DLC. But you can always extract those separately as well. So for the purposes of this tutorial series, I will recommend that you guys go ahead and do this to have another base folder. I've got the ATS base, which has my whole freaking game in it. And then I have my base DLC with my DLC toys, and I've extracted toys in here because we are going to be referencing this specifically in order to do video 3 of the series. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and move on to video 2, which is going to be setting up Blender. In video 2, I will probably be directing you back here because we cannot successfully set up Blender without having made this base folder. We need this base folder to set up Blender. So yeah, hopefully you started with this video, but if not, I guess you're back here for a reason, aren't you? All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Phelandea, and I'll see you in the next video when we set up Blender. Stay safe out there, everyone.